Hello, I'm Father Jimmy David Drennan. I'm the pastor of St. Margaret Mary Catholic Church in the Archdiocese of San Antonio, Texas, and I'm a member of COPS and Metro Alliance. You may remember that on September the 24th, 2015, His Holiness Pope Francis came to address both houses of Congress, the Supreme Court, and indeed our entire nation. In his address, he reminded us that participating in shaping the political life of our nation is not only a privilege, but it is a responsibility. Each and every one of us were called by His Holiness Pope Francis and have always been called by the Church to help shape the communities and the society that we live in. It is not a new thing. It is something that has been done since the very time of Christ, to use what we hold and believe in our relationship with God to address the very challenging issues that we all face. At no time, at least in my own lifetime, have I ever witnessed a time where we have needed to take our faith and put it into action than we are experiencing right now. With a global pandemic that has challenged the entire world, both with our physical health and also the economic challenges that have arisen because of the loss of jobs, because of the closing of businesses, and because of so many millions of people out of work and desperately in need of addressing the basic needs within their families. The coming election this November of 2020 is one that should call each and every one of us to a new level of commitment in being actively engaged in shaping the political life of our nation and indeed the entire world. The issues that we are facing are not just the pandemic, although it is one that is greatly affected our nation and our world, but Pope Francis and his document Laudato Si reminded us of the importance of the care of the world we live in. In that document, his encyclical, he reminded all of us of the importance of facing climate change, that it is real and that it is affecting the very fabric of life here on earth, that we are all called to participate in the care for the earth and remember that we are all stewards of the world that God has created. The United States Council of Catholic Bishops have given us an incredible document. It is Faithful Citizenship, and it has been revised by the USCCB over and over again so that we may inform our consciences to address the issues that are so deeply connected to our faith. These issues range from climate change and the issues of the pandemic, but also address the dignity of human life in every stage of development. It is one that reminds us that we were once immigrants, or our families were immigrants in a foreign land, and that we should address the issues of immigration with compassion and love. In following the USCCB document, Faithful Citizenship, we will deepen our understanding on the dignity of human labor, which was proclaimed in such a powerful way in the document Rerum Novarum. And then later, it was augmented by Quadragesimiano in the whole understanding of the common good and subsidiarity. These are issues that remind us that every person should have the opportunity to work, and when they do, they should earn a wage that is commensurate to the work they're doing, but also sustains their families. A living wage is paramount to the people of our nation and throughout the entire world. This election that we are approaching also challenges us to consider the issues of health care, and most of all, the access to health care, remembering that health care should not be a privilege for just a few, but should be a right for each and every member of our nation. As Catholic Christians in the electoral process and participating in the political process, we are called to use an informed conscience in making choices that reflect our faith, and not just one aspect of our faith, but the totality of what we hold and believe. Our church has given us an incredible seamless garment, a deep understanding that we are called to be people who care for each other with love and compassion, with a deep understanding of our faith, and a reminder that it is not in only one stage of life, but in every stage of life that we should be concerned, and we should arise to the call that God has given us to care for and serve all people. Again, as we approach the election this November 2020, I am not only inviting, but I am encouraging and challenging every single person who has the right to vote, but to do so with an informed conscience, remembering that by learning all that our faith teaches us, we can be better equipped in making the choices that will shape our nation and ultimately the entire world, that we will help contribute to the common good, to the fabric of humanity, and so live out the call that we have received. Now, in just a few moments, a member of St. Margaret Mary Parish, who's also involved with COPS Metro Alliance, Arturo Rodriguez, will be coming to speak to you about learning the different processes that are in place that we might be able to actively engage each other in participating in the process of the political life of our nation and the call of our church. So I invite you to listen to him carefully, and again, this November, I am asking, I am encouraging, I am challenging every single one of us who have the right to vote with an informed conscience.
Thank you, Father Jimmy, for your powerful voice on the responsibility each of us has to vote in this election. My name is Arturo Rodriguez, and my parents are Arthur and Felice Rodriguez, and they raised us here at St. Margaret Mary's. Now, my wife Sonia and I are parishioners here, and we're also COPS Metro volunteers. Today, I want to talk to you about this critical election that is going to be here just a few days. Tuesday, November 3rd is Election Day. However, this year, the experts are saying there's going to be a very huge turnout because it's a presidential election. So you have options if you want to avoid the long lines, especially during this time of COVID on Election Day. If your polling site has a long line, you can go to any voting site to cast your ballot on Election Day. One of your options is early voting. This year, early voting begins on October 13th and ends October 30th. There will be several mega voting sites set up in the San Antonio area for early voting for people to go to. One is the AT&T Center on the east side, the Al-Safar Shrine Temple on the north side, and then Palo Alto College on the south side. There will be at least 48 early voting sites throughout the city of San Antonio. Normal hours for voting will be from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., but between October 26th and October 30th, the voting hours will be extended to 10 p.m. Also, you can vote at any polling site in the area, but make sure to have your voter registration card and your photo ID with you when you go to vote. Another option is the vote by mail program. Every voter who is 65 and older has a right to vote by mail. It is easy, and you can vote in your own home. Here's how it works. Apply now for a vote by mail application online, or wait for an application that will be sent to every voter 65 and older by the county commissioner's office. Sign it and return it by mail using the stamped self-addressed envelope that comes with the application. Also, if you or someone in your home have a disability, you may also apply for a vote by mail application. Every voter can decide whether they qualify to utilize that particular process. When you receive your ballot, fill it out. It's 2 pages long, so be sure to make choices all the way to the end of the ballot. When you have filled out the ballot, send it back to the county elections office in the envelope that came with your ballot. Electronic tracking will be available so voters can monitor the location of your ballot. The final day to vote by mail is Election Day, November the 3rd. If you vote by mail, be sure it is postmarked before 5 p.m. on November 3rd, or else your ballot will not be counted. There is a very important proposition on the ballot for this particular election. It focuses on helping anyone who wants to enroll in training or finish a 2-year or 4-year degree so that they can prepare for a career with a good paying job, a living wage, and benefits. It speaks to the teachings of the Catholic Church that Father Jimmy talked about a little bit earlier on the dignity of labor. This proposition is called Ready to Work SA. COPS Metro and St. Margaret Mary's ask everyone to vote yes on Proposition B. It is not a tax increase. It will provide training, and it will provide jobs with good wages and benefits. It appears at the end of the ballot, so make sure you don't miss it. Remember, voting is an opportunity for your voice to be heard. Si se puede, it can be done. Thank you.